So, Miss Jean, could you tell us what who our next guest is?
Gary Flinn.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our friend and my favorite person, our very own Flint historian, Mr. Gary Flinn.
Yay, Gary! Okay.
Okay, thank you everyone. As you know, I am working on a book to be coming out in 2021 called Lost Flint, mainly about things not here anymore. And I'm going to talk about one of the places that's not here anymore. It's sort of an expanded edition of a chapter about AutoWorld called, it's from Remembering Flint, Michigan. I've rewritten it, which will concentrate less about AutoWorld and more about one of the places we lost, the IMA Auditorium.
Yeah.
And I brought a laptop with me so you can see a 16-second video of the end of the IMA.
Oh, you got the demolition video?
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize what you were going to show. Okay.
So,
great.
And I sent Jenny the video already, so
Yeah.
when it gets to the place where I show it here, Jenny will insert the video for those watching on the Flint Underground channel on YouTube or on Comcast Channel 17.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
cool.
This is another place lost to progress, lost to the ill-fated AutoWorld. The development of the ill-fated AutoWorld theme park in the early 1980s led to a large area of Flint south of 5th Avenue, east of Saginaw Street, and west of the Flint River to be cleared for AutoWorld's development. 5th Avenue had an automotive supply store plus a state unemployment office. 4th Avenue had the Perry Printing Company. North Street, which was abandoned at the AutoWorld site, had the Riverfront Medical Center and the McDonald Dairy Ice Cream Plant. The places that were lost along North Saginaw Street included the Lighthouse Restaurant, the Greyhound Bus Terminal, a General Tire service store, the Super City Car Wash, the Sundance Lounge, Thor Sales and Service offering major appliances, the Open Pantry Food Mart, Richardson Farm Dairy, Farview Groceries, Flint Piston Service, the Front Page Bookstore, a Genesee County Substance Abuse Services Office, Grandma's Treasures, and the La Gardenia Restaurant. The most notable affected location was the IMA Auditorium, which was incorporated into AutoWorld. Built in 1929, the IMA Auditorium had a rich history as Flint's gathering place for major events. IMA stands for Industrial Mutual Association, which was founded in 1922 by the merger of the Flint Vehicle Factories Mutual Benefit Association, which provided benefits in the event of sickness, injury, or of death or of employees funded by worker contributions, and the Industrial Fellowship League offering recreational and educational activities to workers. The IMA was located in the top 5 floors of the 12-story Industrial Savings Bank building, now part of North Bank Center. It provided a gymnasium, showers, bowling alleys, billiard parlors, and well-appointed club rooms and lounges for auto workers and their families. A canopied balcony restaurant on the top floor allowed diners a view of Flint seen only by the copper lions which encircled the top of the building. Known as IMA in the Clouds, the association's motto was "Someplace to go in Flint." But by 1927, use by IMA members on occasion overcrowded the space used to hold basketball games, bowling, billiards, and dancing, so plans were made to build a larger facility. The Randall Lumber Company was purchased that year. After the land was cleared, the IMA Auditorium was built, seating 6,266 people. Permanent theater seats were installed on the 3 arena sides of the auditorium, with the 4th side being the proscenium of the stage. The flexible main floor can be used for sporting events such as basketball, boxing, and wrestling, dances, exhibitions, and trade shows. Movable seats were used for stage events, concerts, conventions, and movies, with a projection booth installed in the rear of the auditorium. Backstage, the wings were 3 stories tall. The first floor consisted of a medical examiner's room, steam room, rubbing room, the maintenance engineer's office, and an usher's lounge room. The second floor was for locker and shower rooms, and the third floor consisted of dressing rooms for the theatrical shows. The IMA Auditorium freed up space in the Industrial Savings Bank building, but would vacate it a decade later. In 1955, the IMA Auditorium's interior was renovated. In 1959, an annex with a hall seating 900 with a stage featuring a revolving floor plus offices was completed. In 1966, a new covered walkway connecting the auditorium and annex was built with heat lamps to keep patrons warm during the cold winter months. The IMA was funded through fees, payroll deductions, and especially through the IMA's vending operations inside factories, especially General Motors factories. Throughout the 50 years that the IMA Auditorium was in operations, it had never made a profit. But changes in the automotive industry brought about by the 1970s energy crisis brought difficulties for the IMA. In 1977, the IMA annex was gutted by a fire causing at least $1 million in damage. Firewalls prevented the fire from spreading to the auditorium and offices. The cash-strapped IMA was unable financially to make repairs. But more significant was the loss of the IMA's vending contract for Buick, a contract it had had since 1917, which ended on April 1st, 1979. So the IMA could no longer afford to operate large arenas. The IMA Auditorium was officially closed on June 18, 1979. The final major event held there was a June 1st concert by Peter Frampton. The IMA Auditorium was sold to the Charles Stewart Mouth Foundation and incorporated into AutoWorld, which opened on July 4th, 1984. But paid attendance did not match projections, and AutoWorld was closed after 2 disappointing years. Open on occasion for special events, and with the IMAX Theater operating briefly, AutoWorld closed permanently by 1994. It was demolished with the former IMA Auditorium imploded in 1997. And now for my visual presentation.
I scored a lot of concerts back, years.
As the IMA Auditorium was so strongly built that it had to be imploded. And even after it was imploded, you saw that the trusses kept their shape. So a lot of people were disappointed when the IMA was imploded. Now, online on YouTube, I had uploaded the full live report from WGRT Channel 12 on the morning of the implosion, as well as the summary from the 6 o'clock newscast that evening. So you can see them both on YouTube. I put a link to it on my Hidden History of Flint Facebook page, but if you're familiar with YouTube, you can use some keywords like IMA, implosion, my name, and you'll get to see it. So that's my presentation for this month, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gary Flynn.